Welcome to St. Lucie Public Schools Transportation Department, Employee Training and Development. This training video will outline the process of filling out Medicaid bubble sheets. The purpose of this procedure is to ensure St. Lucie Public Schools is reimbursed funds for the cost associated with transporting ESE students that qualify for the federal Medicaid program. Parents of ESE students on Medicaid can complete the form allowing us to be reimbursed for the cost associated with transporting their students. Parents are not required to sign the form. However, we are only reimbursed if we have consent from the parent. This training session's objective is to educate all staff members on the importance of completing the Medicaid bubble sheets timely and accurately. Medicaid bubble sheets is a mandatory process and is to be completed for each bus that transports ESE students that qualify for the Medicaid reimbursement program. Bubble sheets are to be completed daily by the bus aide and are due on the first day of the following month. New month bubble sheets will be placed in drivers' mailboxes each month. The drivers are responsible for giving them to their aides. When filling out your Medicaid bubble sheets, please remember to use black ink only. Please do not use markers, gel pens, or pencils. Use black ink only. Fill in the bubble for each day when the student rides your bus. If the student rode in the AM and the PM, both AM and PM bubbles must be filled in. Initials are needed each day by the person filling in the form. Print your name and sign. And if you write in any student names or make any other markings on the form will be rejected and a new one will be needed. When you complete your Medicaid bubble sheets, please turn them in to Miss Narissa Matthews, our trip secretary in the South Compound. A folder is provided upon request. If you would like a folder for Medicaid bubble sheets, please see Miss Sears in the South Compound. You may keep the folders for the entire school year, but must return them at the end of the year. Again, new bubble sheets will be placed in the driver's mailbox each month, and drivers, please give these to your aides. Let's look at a bubble sheet. On the top portion of the form, you will see the month, the year, the route number, and the school name. This information should not be altered in any way. Please do not change the route number and do not make any markings anywhere on the form. If your route number has changed, your next form will reflect the update. In the middle section of the form, you will see the days and dates of the month to fill in. You'll also see the student information, last name, first name, and the 562 number. Next to that, you will see bubbles, A for AM and P for PM under each day of the month. Using black pen only, fill in the bubble for each day the student rides your bus. If the student rides in the AM and in the PM, both AM and PM bubbles must be filled in. Initial the box that you were present for. Initial boxes cannot be left blank, and full initials are needed. On the bottom portion of the form is where you will print your first and last name and sign. Before turning in your report, please review all the items on the form to ensure everything has been completed correctly. If the form has any errors or any markings, we will return it to you and ask for the appropriate corrections. Now let's review some other form requirements. If a substitute fills out the sheet, their name must be listed on the form along with their full initials in the AM or PM boxes, whichever route you were present for. Students' names cannot be written in. If the student's name is not on the form, you can offer the parent a form to complete and they will be added later. Please remember, you cannot force the parent to complete a form. It is voluntary. Much like an FEFP report, you cannot make any markings on this form. Do not cross out the route number, fill in students' names, or leave any comments. If the student does not ride, leave it blank. Do not write any notes. This is an example of a completed Medicaid bubble sheet. Take a few moments to see how many errors you can spot. How many errors were you able to spot? If you guessed 7, you're correct. Now let's take a look at which the errors are. The route number was crossed out and written in, as well as the student's name and 562 number. Blue ink, highlighter, and pencil were used to fill in some bubbles. There are 3 blank initial boxes and 3 partial initial boxes. Remember, when completing a Medicaid bubble sheet, do not make any markings on the form. Do not write in students' names. Use black ink only. Make sure your full initials are under each day. Print your first name, last name, and sign the form. If you opt to receive a folder from Mrs. Sears, there will be extra copies of the parent consent form in there. If your bubble sheet is missing a student's name, the parent will have to sign the consent form, allowing us to be reimbursed. Remember, you cannot force a parent to sign the form. It is voluntary. In case you missed it, let's review. Bus aides are required to complete the Medicaid bubble sheets daily. If the bus aide is off, the driver of the bus must complete it. Use black pen only, no pencils, markers, or gel pens. Filling in the bubbles. If they ride in the AM, fill in the A. If they ride in the PM, fill in the P. If they do not ride, leave it blank. If a sub completes a route, they are to fill in the bubbles and initial the route that they were present for, and write their name under the initial box. Do not write in any students' names. Do not leave any markings or comments anywhere on the form. The driver and aide must print their first and last names and sign where required. and bubble sheets are to be turned in to the trip secretary by the 1st of each month. All staff will be held accountable to meet all the expectations set forth by the Transportation Management Team. Failure to meet these expectations may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination of employment. Thank you. Your training is now complete. If you have any questions about this training or any other training, please speak with your immediate manager.